Test, test, test.
Sergeant with the start.
Yay. Does anyone hear this? Am I just talking? Can people hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh my gosh.
It's crystal clear.
That's weird.
Yeah. This is what proper mics sound
Wait, what?
like.
We don't just shout into a laptop? Nah.
That's what we normally do.
Fair enough.
That got us by for like, what, 6 years?
Where is Chris? We need to flag him down.
I don't see him at all.
I don't either. I've seen him the entire time I've been here up until this moment when we need him to actually wander over here.
Oh, there he is. Chris.
We're ready for you here. Test, test, test.
What's going on, Mr. Marshall? Good to see you as well.
We're on live on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay. But not Facebook? Man, no one likes Facebook anyways.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Test, test, test. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, that is definitely on. Howdy, folks.
Hi.
We ready to start? All right, folks, welcome in Cincinnati Soccer Talk. So happy to have you all here. Thank you to the folks at Yes, 10 applause. Good. Thank you to the folks at Grainworks and the American Outlaws for setting this up.
Woot.
And we have Chris Marshall here from the American Outlaws Cincinnati chapter. Chris, you guys put this stuff on. You put other stuff on. Tell us about the organization, how to get involved, how to help create cool beers. Like, what all the stuff that you guys do?
All the important things. So first of all, welcome to the American Outlaws, one of our watch parties here in Cincinnati. Unlike our friends in Qatar, we're drinking beer here today.
No one's going to jail.
Yeah,
Cheers.
no one's going to jail. Feel free, all you can. American Outlaws is one of the main supporter groups for the U.S. national team, both men and women. Actually, we get a whole lot more support for the women than we do for men.
Weird.
Oftentimes, but I guess winning is a part of that thing. Except for today, we're going to win today with the men. So you join the American Outlaws online. However, today the American Outlaws Cincinnati chapter is one of the largest chapters in the land because Cincinnati is all about soccer. This is what we do, particularly with what we did to Mexico about a year ago. That was one of the greatest nights of my life. Dos al Cero.
Yes,
Cincinnati made itself the kind of the place that U.S. soccer wants to play all the big matches at. We'll have a lot more big games like that. So we have our World Cup scarf for sale in the back, $20. And then we also, this year, we collaborated with High Grain Brewery in Silverton. And for the first time ever, actually, Grainworks has a guest tap of High Grain's beer called The March because our tagline for AO Cincy is Cincy leads the march. We have the largest march that they've ever had, actually. Those who are part of AO National were part of our march for Mexico. They said in all of their World Cups in Europe, they've never seen a march we had here in Cincinnati. That's kind of what we do. So we made a beer with High Grain. It's a pale ale that uses European hops and American Pilsner, or American yeast, I should say. And it's super smooth, super easy. It's on tap here called The March. We have a scarf for that as well in tandem with High Grain, also $20. And then also we have, just for fun, a bunch of raffle items. So on the table to the right, back there next to Kyle, we have raffle items. We can do, tickets are $2 for one ticket, $5 for 3 tickets, 10 for 10, or 25 for 20. We got a bunch of kind of random stuff and some old scarves that we've done in the past. And just some fun. So come spend some money. All goes to the chapter locally. And we're going to keep supporting and promoting U.S. soccer.
So the plan for this World Cup is watch parties
here.
So
we are here as a kind of our northern suburban spot. We will be here Friday. We'll be here next Tuesday. And then, of course, as the U.S. men move on.
And matches.
We'll do that.
Yes.
And then down at the pitch down across from TQL, there's also a watch party going on there. For Friday, that's also the England supporters bar. So here we're all U.S. Just so you know that for Friday when you take off and come down. And just as a note, I don't know if you saw this on Twitter earlier today, about 2 hours ago, Chad Ochocinco in Qatar did a promotion of
He's
AO
on the
Cincy.
TV right now.
Right
He's
there.
on the TV right there.
He did. After this hit, he actually did
Can
a little.
we mail him an FC Cincinnati jersey?
Yes.
What's going on here?
Yes. He said, come on out to the AO Cincy at the pits. And we also sent for Grainworks too. So, yeah, somehow we got him to do a little hit for us this
Didn't
morning.
even have to pay the cameo fee for
Did
that
not
one.
pay the
No.
cameo. It just kind of happened.
On the house. All right. Chris, thank you
thanks
so much.
Thanks for coming,
Chris.
guys. Appreciate you.
Again, we are Cincinnati Soccer Talk. We're here. We're gonna just do a show here for a little bit as we get set for USA v Wales. Do we have any Welsh fans? I'm gonna stare right at the one and wait. There he is. There he is. That's the guy.
Everyone boo him. Boo. No, I'm just kidding. No, welcome.
Wanted to throw a quick shout out to our other sponsors on Cincinnati Soccer Talk. Share Cheese Bar at Coffee Exchange. Both Share and Coffee Exchange will be helping us out with special coverage for all our 2022 World Cup shows. They'll be showing all the games during the World Cup matches and have bar open for enjoyment. So that is at sharecheesebar.com for your ordering needs. And then Added Time Outfitters. Have you heard of them?
I
DJ?
have heard of them. You can see the display that we have up here. Added Time Outfitters is a soccer-inspired lifestyle brand offering original accessories and apparel designed here in Cincinnati, Ohio. They feature original wristband designs for the world's most famous teams and clubs, including many unique designs for the USA. Check them out at addedtimeoutfitters.com, and every fan in attendance will get a chance to win an Added Time wristband, with all Patreons in attendance getting 2 additional chances.
Yeah, so if you are here, we're raffling some of those off today. So I have this. What is this one? This is from
That one
the Gold
is
Cup or the
that is from the Nations
Super-
League,
the
the
Nations
Nations
League.
League final. Yeah, absolutely. Each match or each wristband has a match timeline built into it.
So we have that raffle somewhere
Yeah,
here.
right
Just
here.
come throw the raffle ticket at me. I guess I'll collect it. I don't know.
Yeah.
There they are. There's the raffle tickets. So come sign up for that. You can win. We're gonna give away. I think there's like 8 or 9. I don't know how many.
There's 11 up there.
There's
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. That's a good number for soccer.
Sure.
The sponsor of the first half of our show, as always, is Apollo Home. That guy works there. Apollo Home is the premium home service provider in Cincinnati. They pride themselves on awesome customer service, expert technicians, and 7-day-a-week service for all your home heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing needs. Had them out at my house this week, 4 plumbing needs. So can tell you that is a good number to have. Reach out to Apollo. Visit apollohome.com to book a service visit online or give them a call to speak with one of their super cool customer service team members. Let them know you're a CST listener, and they'll give you a technician on site for free. That's right. They'll waive the normally $79 service fee for any listener here. So if you do that, just call them, tell them you're a CST listener, and they'll just show up for free, and you guys can talk, or they can look at, if you have, some needs.
Yeah.
My name is Jeremy. This is DJ. That's Adnan. That's Justin. We are going to kind of run through everything here. But first, this is the beginning of the World Cup. We got to make bold predictions so that we can look back here in a couple weeks and look super stupid.
Yeah.
So let's go with it. Let's start right at the gate. I want your predicted winner of the World Cup.
USA.
Whoa. Oh, my
Wait, we're
God.
making bold predictions here, right?
That's bold. That's
yeah.
a bold prediction. I like
Okay.
it. It's a bold one.
Okay.
It's super bold.
I felt good about it.
All right. There you
No.
go.
If you're doing bold, I want Australia to win.
Ooh.
Okay. We are getting much more bold than I was hoping we were, but let's stick with it. Justin, what do you got?
Not so bold, but bold considering history. Going with France, first winner, back-to-back winner since 1962. So that's pretty bold.
I'm going to go Brazil. It's not bold at all. It's, I believe, the odds-on favorite to win. Most bookmakers. So
I think it's Argentina, actually.
is it Argentina? I know
Yeah.
it's kind of switched a little bit. I know there's kind of the top
Somebody.
2.
Shifting sands in the bookmakers market.
But I mean, if the winner finally goes away from Europe for first time in a while, that would kind of be big.
20 years.
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah, now you have to remember, European teams tend to struggle away from Europe in World Cups, right? I think there's only been one World Cup that a European side has won, not on the continent. So
Twice.
it's twice now? Yeah.
The last two.
Okay, well,
So
ignore
besides
what
the
I'm gonna
last
say.
two, it's never happened.
Yeah.
What about dark horse team? A team that we think not a lot of people are hyping, could do well, could make a fun run, could even do something real crazy and like get to like the final or the semifinal.
Man, I just saw Senegal lose, so I can't say that.
I mean, you could. We're going bold. So picking a team that lost out the gate, that would be pretty bold.
Yeah, I would probably go with, and it feels weird to even call them a dark horse at all, but Spain. I said this when we were talking the other day. They're a young squad, right? So you don't really expect them to perform at tip-top shape, and I still think that'll catch a couple sides off guard this year.
Yeah, and I think you're right about Spain. Spain's defense is super impressive. I'm going to go with Uruguay. I think a combination of talent, skill, plus the experience. They know how to get it done. They got a good group. We'll see how it is whenever they get to the knockouts.
If I've got to pick someone, Denmark. They've been doing really well for
Yeah.
a couple years now. And, you know, I think everyone's got their heart in for Christian Eriksen, right?
He needs some extra hard
Yes,
help.
I'm a little spare on mine at the moment, so I'm going to
Yeah.
let someone else do the giving.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I would probably go with the Denmark, or I don't know. I mean, the easy pick, I think for me, is the U.S., but also another one I want to throw out there. Because they're not getting hype, even though this is supposed to be really the last hurrah for the Golden Generation. That's the Belgian national team. This is the Golden Generation's last chance to win a World Cup, really. And nobody's picking them, which is not good news for the way this Golden Generation has gone over the last couple of years.
It feels like just a little step too much where, you know, too many players have taken a step
Yeah.
back and, you know, too many players over 30.
Yes, way too many beyond that 30-year mark.
Mhm.
Most disappointing. Who is going to bum everybody out the most? Real wet blanket of the World Cup. Their fan base will be in shambles. Who will it be?
France.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, they're falling apart. I mean, you lose Benzema.
They're literally falling
That's
apart, you know?
Benzema.
You can't get a hamstring here, man.
Giroud will pick him up, right? He stood in before.
He literally stood in and didn't really, have to actually score any goals, and they won a World Cup last time. So,
So he can do that again. He'll probably
Dude
be
just
fine.
holds them up.
he just needs to be there, just back to goal, send it up. Who else?
Well, I think that Brazil has this on the cutting board.
That would
and I
be-
think that if their expectations are this high, there's only one inevitable, they're going to be disappointed.
And a lot of their routes do send them through Germany at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
We could have
would be
that
fun.
again.
That would be a lot of fun.
So nightmares being triggered there for the Brazilian side. Did you go with yours? Who do you got?
I mean,
Who's going to disappoint you? Besides everybody.
Well, I was going to say,
And me.
I'll give the same bold prediction that I gave earlier. The USA, I hate to say that.
Oh, my
right?
gosh.
I know it
Get
feels
somebody
weird.
kick this guy out
Yeah,
of here.
I know. But,
You're going to go have to sit with the Welsh guy now.
well, but 8 years off, I think has built some kind of maybe unrealistic expectations on what the squad should do this year. So I'm trying to keep my expectations grounded in the U.S.,
I
right?
would
Not
s-
trying to, look too brightly into the stars if I can help it, because I feel like there's an opportunity for them to potentially do that, but I'm not trying to put all my hopes on it.
I understand that.
I made most of my picks last night when the outline was sent to all of us. So it's going to sound real dumb saying this now, but I'm going to say England always finds a way to disappoint. They're going to disappoint eventually.
Exactly.
Today went really well, but that really only builds up for greater disappointment in the future, right?
It's hard to disappoint when you guys 6-2 win.
I mean, they're basically through already, right?
And they're essentially through. They are already ready.
Goal difference
They're
is
on the
settled in that
beach.
group.
All right, let's go through the group. All of them. Who do you think is going to advance? Let's start with the U.S. Let's start Group B. Who's going through? Who's not going through? Who do you got?
Well, obviously, after I just said they disappoint me, I'm going to say the U.S. are going to go
Man's
through
all
here
over
and
the
be
road with his
contradictory.
predictions.
No, I'm not saying I'm out of line here, but I do think what the U.S. is capable of doing is getting out of this group, right? And that's where my expectations, I think, are for them. If they do anything better beyond that, that's kind of the exciting thing that might happen. But I'm just setting my expectations right at that level. They'll get out of the group along with England.
I think we saw earlier today that the Iranian players just all have their heads on what's happening in Iran.
Yep.
Mhm.
The protests there happening. And I think that's going to, they're basically out given that score line. It's going to be extremely difficult for them to come back. So I got to say, I think it's England and the U.S. They out-talent Wales, so sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably go with the same. I do think, though, it's going to be a nervy road for the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to come down to that match with Iran as much as it shouldn't, and we won't want it to. It absolutely will. And Iran will also show up for that one.
Well, you got to take care of business today. Take care of business today. We don't have to worry about the Iran game. Just get a draw, and that should be enough points.
Yeah, I mean, well, especially if you win today, that does take out, like, okay, there's less of a need to beat England now. There's less of a need to get points there. Yeah, no, I definitely see it. Let's Group A, Netherlands, Senegal. We just saw the Netherlands taking that one late. Ecuador running through Qatar, much to the dismay of a lot of people in that crowd and a lot of money that was maybe, shoved in pockets there before the match. Who do we have going through Group A?
Well, mine's busted already. I had Senegal.
Oh my gosh, he's
Senegal at top of the group, and then a surprise pick with Ecuador sneaking in there, but I'm not liking that pick now.
I'm still feeling. I think it's gonna be Netherlands and Senegal still. I like how Senegal is playing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of time for them to make a recovery at this point. And given how Qatar performed so far, it's not exactly a stiff challenge they're going to be facing for that opportunity to move through.
Not at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to that. The Ecuador-Senegal match is going to decide that one as far as who that second team is going to be. And I think Senegal is still very much in this one. As much as this did not go well for them the past 20 minutes. I still think they're there. I still think they're coming through. Group C, as we see the U.S. men's national team coming out for warm-ups in a shirt that looks way better than their actual kit, which is why none of you have purchased those, I've noticed.
Yeah. Scan across here.
I'm wearing one that's from 2 World Cups ago.
Yeah. We've got 94 down here.
There you go.
Justin. Yeah, he's sporting the denim.
All
kit.
big fans of the current jersey.
Yeah.
As you can see up here. Group C, Argentina, Poland, Saudi Arabia, Mexico. Probably one of the tightest ones as far as 3 teams that all definitely feel like success means you get through this group.
Mm-hmm.
Just base level success for 3 of those nations. I think Mexico continues to have a rocky road. They had a somewhat rocky qualification. They made it through, but I think the speed bumps continue there. I think it's going to be Argentina will cruise through, Poland will get through.
Does anyone feel like Mexico will get through?
I do. They always do somehow.
All right.
Yeah.
They always manage it.
Yeah. I mean, it is like clockwork.
Yeah.
Every World Cup, Mexico makes it through to the group stage.
One of those surefire things. Holland loses in the final, and Mexico loses in the knockout stage.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Group D. You said you were going bold prediction Australia, but so France, Denmark, Australia, Tunisia. Do you actually think that France and Australia? Or are you going to say you also we're big on Denmark as a dark horse?
Okay.
This is going to be the big blow up one that it all goes the way no one.
I think Brazil's going to win the whole thing.
Sure.
I think France maybe.
Again, bold prediction.
I think France maybe just squeaks out of this one.
All right.
Not sure who's going to win it, but like I said, France can't seem to buy a hamstring. They've got Benzema's out. They've got Pogba out. They've got Conte out.
That midfield's looking weak at the moment.
Yeah.
So they squeak through. Is it Denmark? Is it Australia? Who's the other one coming through there?
I think maybe Denmark and France go through.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're all in agreement on that. Group E, Costa Rica, Germany, Japan, Spain. A real tough one. I think all 4 nations have aspirations for being successful in this World Cup and getting through the group stage and making something happen. Costa Rica shocked us a bit last time around, getting through and I believe topping their group. Did they not?
I think they did.
I think it's 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Do they get through again? Does Germany and Spain just route this thing? What happens?
I think Costa Rica really aspires to make people remember them, by which I mean they're going to kick them really hard.
Okay.
I think this one's a battle for Germany and Spain, with Japan actually being the one who squeaks through.
Okay. Wow.
Jeff Tebbets will like that pick. He's here in
We're
spirit
fist
today.
pumping
Yeah.
somewhere right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going Spain, Germany.
I'm going Germany, Japan. I think Spain likes to blow up on themselves occasionally.
They do.
Might as well.
After picking them for a dark horse, I feel like that
That
would
would
be
be
wrong
a
of me
little
not to
weird.
put them out. But I do feel like Germany, everyone's expecting a bit out of them this World Cup, and sometimes they wilt under that expectation. And I'm not saying they won't make it out of the group, but I could definitely see them finishing second in kind of a surprise fashion.
They've also been a little limp for the last 5 years. You know,
Mhm.
they lost to North Macedonia, a country that's so not so lacking in prowess. They lost their name to Greece.
Yeah.
Group F, Belgium, Canada, Croatia, our good friends at Morocco that we all got to hang out with this summer. As much as I had fun hanging out with those Moroccan fans, I don't think this is going to go overly well for them. I think it's going to be. I think Belgium gets through, and I think Canada falls apart in this one. And actually, I think they also don't go through. I think it's Croatia. I think this group ends up being easier than I think a lot of people would hope.
Well, they're already falling apart,
Yeah.
physically. Canada's been one of the teams that's been struck by injuries so far. Alphonso Davies has been struggling.
Yep.
Max Crepeau, we talked about this on the preview, right? He blew up his leg in the MLS Cup final. So that is certainly something that's going to dent at least their internal kind of expectations a little bit. But this is their first dance in a long time, so I feel like they'll be throwing everything at it if they can.
I just really want to believe in Canada for once.
I mean, I try to always, but I feel like this is not the time.
Well, I think that's just it. We all were excited about it. Top of the group,
Yeah.
CONCACAF, playing very well. We get to see a lot of MLS talent playing extremely well in MLS, but I just don't see it now. I think Croatia has enough to get through this Canadian group.
I will say Canada's game plan fits in very well with how Belgium and Croatia want to play.
Yes.
Mhm.
Just sitting back and sucker punching them.
Yeah.
So if they can, put together at least a couple players, they've still got Kyle Larin, they've got Jonathan Davids. Is it Davis or David?
David.
David. Okay. So they've still got some good players who are healthy. So we'll see.
Group G, Brazil, Cameroon, Serbia, Switzerland. I think it's Brazil, and I think it's Serbia. Is the other group? The other one I'm taking.
Serbia
on
or
this
Switzerland?
Yeah, I think
You
Switzerland
take
got a
one,
shot in there.
leave the other.
I'm hard for Switzerland.
one. Okay.
I'm an Arsenal
No.
guy. Granit Xhaka.
No love for Cameroon here.
Just this Arsenal homer over here.
I wish they
You
could have
bet.
kept those kits though.
Yeah.
The sleeveless ones.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, put a stop to that.
Final group: Ghana, Portugal, South Korea, Uruguay. I think it's the two Europeans coming out of this one. All right, excuse me. I think it's Portugal. No, I'm gonna go with South Korea. I'm changing that up. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
man.
Portugal, South Korea. Portugal, South Korea.
There are a lot of answers in there.
I mean, you've got Heung-min Son basically with a Batman mask.
Mhm.
I think he's coming in and saving the day.
That could be good or
Yeah.
bad.
Sure.
I don't know. Does he doesn't like to? He doesn't have a dark side to him, does he? To be the Dark Knight, you have to kind of have that.
Suarez is in the group. He plays that villain automatically,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, that's
What I
kinda
want to
his
see is Suarez bite the mask.
Does he?
That's what I'm
and then his
asking.
teeth break. And it's like I've finally been defeated.
Yeah.
I'm going with Valverde and Uruguay. Top of the group, Portugal second.
How much time do we see Ronaldo get at this World Cup? Is he going to be a bit part player, you think?
Yes.
No, I think Ronaldo we'll see in the second matchup. Trying to get the name right off the top of my head, but I think we'll see him in the second match. I think first you're going to have to see what you got with the other guys, and then if they don't get the win, then you
They-
see him move on.
Portugal plays Ghana out the gate. If that game goes badly, you could see Ronaldo
Yeah.
turning on the teammates, pointing fingers, and then they just shut him down.
That's just it. I mean, it's become a locker room mess. I mean, similar to U.S. fans would remember this when Kobe was at the end of his career. One of the greatest players to ever play the game, but unfortunately, the locker room situations kind of starting to wear him out a little bit.
I will say, whether he's playing or not, we're going to see a lot of Ronaldo.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna grab the headlines either way.
Stern faces from the bench.
Let's talk the U.S. Let's talk what means success, what means this is what we expect, and what means total disappointment. What does the U.S. need to do for this to be a successful World Cup?
I'm just happy to be here.
Just happy to be here. All right.
Qualified.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Buckle up, everybody.
No, I said this earlier. Get out of the group, right? I think
That's the
Yes.
bar for everybody, right?
Right.
For most countries. Just if you can get out of the group, success.
yes. And if you can get to that point, who knows what will happen beyond that? Wild things happen in the knockout stages.
Right.
Weird calls. We've already seen VAR pop its head up and play some awkwardness. We don't
And
know
just
how many.
actually, the entire world.
Yeah, exactly. So I expect that if the U.S. can get out of the group, that should be a good World Cup. It will never satisfy the Berhalter Boo boys.
I think what I really want to see is, I want to see some reason to have hope and belief 4 years from now, especially from that midfield. Let's see some really strong stuff from McKennie, from Musa. If Aronson gets in there, make us really excited for 4 years when it's here in the U.S.
Yeah. So obviously, disappointment is unclear. We don't make it out of the group. It's what was it? 06. We scored no goals.
I think all the way back to like 98 when we fell. The last time Iran was in the group with us.
Oh, okay. Good.
And we finished like winless.
Yes.
Scored 1 goal. And I feel like we actually finished bottom of the entire tournament. Like we were team 32.
I certainly don't think we go winless, but
No.
I think 1 point would be major frustration and need for change.
Yeah, 1 point out of the whole. I would definitely agree. You have to get more. There's 2 matches you have 2 winnable matches in your group stage. To walk away with 1 point would be a disaster.
I think we have 3 winnable matches, but
Oh, goodness.
I mean, I think 3 conceivably winnable matches.
Yeah, we're not talking like 70-25 with England. I think
I'm saying,
we
like,
have a chance to get.
You're going to take $100 out of your wallet. You're going to go to the betting booth.
I'm not
On
betting.
all 3?
Come
On
on,
all
Adnan.
3, would you go? Would you put it down on all 3?
To
I'm
be
not a
fair-
betting man either.
To be fair to Adnan, I don't think he said that he thinks we'll win all 3.
No.
He just said that
Don't lose.
it could potentially win all 3.
Thank you.
Undefeated.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you.
Yeah.
Who is your U.S. men's national team breakout star? Who needs to be a breakout star?
Matt Turner. I'm going to go ahead and start on that.
Okay.
Matt Turner is going to solidify that goalkeeper position. I think he already has for most fans, but I think for a casual fan base and for the general, to just go ahead and solidify that. No questions about Stefan. This is our guy going forward. World Cup 2026.
Can I say all of them? They're all so
Sure.
young. They're all
Yeah.
so young.
Yeah.
No experience.
First rodeo for pretty much everybody except for Reem and Yedlin.
No, Reem hasn't been.
Yeah,
Reem's not been.
he's
not
not
been?
actually
He's
been.
not
Yeah.
been,
Okay.
yeah.
He
But
missed
Yedlin
out.
has. Yedlin, this is his second.
Yedlin has.
Yes.
But my guy, I'd say Yunus Musa.
Okay.
That's the guy. If he plays really well, he's the floor raiser, or the ceiling raiser. Sorry. If he's amazing, that's going to be just make the U.S. amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was going to go with Musa as well. He's kind of one of those names that doesn't float to the top when the team gets talked about publicly, and whether it's on the broadcast themselves or whether it's in media or Twitter, he doesn't seem to get the plaudits that some of the other players normally do. So I agree. If he plays out of his skin, we have a great chance to do some big things at this World Cup.
I will also say, Musa he's many things, many nationalities, but he's also American Englishman. And it would be just glorious for having an American Englishman score against Wales.
Steal away.
I would say, he's well known to us, the soccer fans in America. He's well known to people who watch Premier League. Tyler Adams could put himself in another stratosphere as far as just being known in the global game if he has a big World Cup.
I think there's a chance he walks out of this World Cup as a lot of people's best player in this position.
Yeah, and it's
a good chance of that.
And you have an interesting thing with the way this World Cup's set is you're going straight into a January transfer window after this, where you could see a lot of guys basically put themselves in the shop window.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think Adams is one of those guys.
No, I don't think Jesse is going to be clinging on to him pretty firmly there. But at least his name will get out there more. Who has to be the star for the U.S.? If the U.S. is going to sink or swim, it comes down to who?
Yeah, I said this on the show the other day. Adams, for me, is if he's the metronome within the squad. Everything rotates away around how he's playing. And if he's underperforming, the squad on the whole underperforms. He's really the link between that defense and attack, particularly when we're trying to spring things quickly. And I feel like if he misses, then this could be a rough go for us.
Yeah.
So my first choice would also be Adams, but I'm going to, go to my second, Matt Turner. Just because it's the U.S., we're always amazing with goalkeepers.
Yep.
And we're going to need it. We're going to need it at some point. So Matt Turner, I guess a little Arsenal bias again.
Also, I
Surprise.
was going to go with Adams, but to be different, I'm going to go with McKinney. We need that option to attack inside of the box. These headers are going to be crucial when we're in late game situations, just trying to eke out a goal.
I don't understand how that guy, gets so much height and power. He's my
know.
height.
He's incredible.
He's great at that late
It's the
crash.
Hogwarts stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
Dude's a little magic.
For me, it's and I guess now we have the lineup out, which we'll get to here in a second. It's going to be that center back pairing. It's going to be Ream. It's going to be whoever it is that's going to help anchor that center back pairing. That has been a little bit of the question mark, especially late on in qualification, past qualification. The last handful of times the U.S. has walked out, the center back position has come under fire, and that's what's going to need to solidify itself for us to be successful here.
absolutely.
You can get in touch with us on Twitter. If I don't know if are we still doing Twitter? Is that still a thing?
Yeah,
Did
it's
it die
still
yet?
live.
If it's still there, go check. I don't know. Cincy Soccer Talk on Twitter, and then you can also email us at feedback@cincinnatissoccertalk.com. Our new email address, feedback@cincinnatissoccertalk.com. The starting 11 is out. Adnan, you have it in front of us. Would you mind just I believe that's in front of us. Maybe you have something completely different in front of us. I don't know now at this point. You're scaring me. Could you please read us the lineup for us?
So we've got Howard and goal. No, just kidding.
Uh-oh. Refresh. Hit refresh.
Where did that come from?
So we've got Matt Turner, and then at right back we've got Dest. Next to him is Tim Ream and Walker Zimmerman, and at left back we've got Anthony Robinson. In midfield we've got Tyler Adams anchoring behind Yunus Musa and Weston McKennie.
Ooh, you got in.
Yeah, and looks like we've got Josh Sargent, I presume, at striker, and we've also on the wings got Christian Pulisic and Tim Weah.
Thoughts?
I like it.
I mean,
I like it.
if you're trying to pencil in potentially your best starting 11, I mean, you're hard to make an argument for a different one. You could maybe squeeze one guy in different. Aronson might be that missing one that you're like, oh, I wish he was in there. But who do you sacrifice if you're bringing him in instead? So I'm pretty content with that starting 11. I'm intrigued, too, that we were seeing the back four. That kind of was the thought that when Ream came in, that they were going to probably cement into that back four shape. So it's probably good that we're seeing that. I like the stability there, if nothing else.
The first time we ever saw that Adams, McKennie, Musa midfield was up against Wales. Like 2020?
Mhm.
The first, first match back after the pandemic started. So, it's a little bit of a callback, I guess. Less a callback, but more like the actual thing we do all the time. But
Mhm.
it's nice to see that, once
Consistency?
again, yeah, at least for once.
My big question is, so that's your front three there, Sargent, Weah, Pulisic. Who's next man up in that second half? Who are they going to pull off the bench, and where do you put them?
It's got to be either Aronson, Reyna, or Ferreira, right? If you want,
Who do you
goals.
want?
I put Aronson.
We need a goal.
midfield.
Who are you putting in?
Reyna.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
Mhm.
Tactics. We're looking at what, 4-3-3?
Yes.
Mhm.
Which
I think
to
so.
me, it's pretty clear that we're going to play out the left side. I find it really interesting against Wells, who likes to press you really with that counter attack, that we played Serginho Dest, particularly with Weston McKinney on that side, some of the shakier kind of possession players. So it leads me to believe we're going to play out of the left. So it's going to be very important to kind of solidify that left side.
I think for me the nuance will be how deep is Yunus Musa. I think this team's going to go and press, but we'll see whether Musa's really all the way back with Adams or if he'll be a little bit more forward with McKennie.
Yeah, if you look at that Welsh midfield, they've got Aaron Ramsey playing in there. And while Aaron Ramsey, great as a player as he was, particularly during his time at Arsenal, yes, we know.
Past tense.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. He's a little long in the years at this point, and he doesn't cover as much ground as he was really, frankly, known to do. That was one of his trademark characteristics.
The ponytailed bloke up top is also a little long in the
Yeah, exactly. But he's still got that speed to burn in Bale.
We saw that. We saw that quite recently.
What I do think that Musa matchup is really where it lies, and whether or not he can close that space in a different way. With you get that little extra room with Ramsey in that midfield.
Yeah, if there's an opportunity for the U.S. to just completely suffocate that midfield, and that would just completely cut off their attack. As long as they can't get the ball to Ramsey or Bale, that's that's basically Wales covered.
Yes. Bale's starting, so hopefully he doesn't stay the whole match and is there for late game Bale magic.
He's probably got a tea time to get to after this too. So
Don't want that. Whole game.
Whole
All
game.
We
All
just
right.
got the scouting report. He's going the 90.
yeah, there you go. I can see
That's
that.
fair. You got to conserve the energy.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised Kiefer Moore wasn't in the starting 11. I thought they'd put him up there for some physicality, but he'll be a good late game addition for you if nothing else.
All right, predictions for this match.
I'm going 1-1.
Okay.
I was thinking 2-1.
A gentleman's 1-1. All right.
This lineup suggests that we're going to try to not chase after the goal.
You'll be shocked to know this gentleman is going 2-1 for Wales. Calling it now.
I'm going to flip that
And
on its head.
if he wins, he's buying around for everybody, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. He may have missed that one, but I'm gonna
We'll put it down in writing for him.
yeah, I'll flip it. It's on his head. I'll see it 2-1 out of the U.S. I think we'll give up a goal most likely.
Early. You think it'll be early?
Yeah,
Maybe like jitters early.
perhaps get it out of their system.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's good to do it early.
I was with you guys live for USAV Mexico. I'm going to say the exact same thing I said then.
Okay.
Dos
Worked last time.
a 0.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Absolutely.
What's that in Welsh? I'll ask my great
I need to get Jeff.
Get back to you on that. Prediction?
It was
us away.
the 1-1.
1-1. You're
Yeah.
going 1-1. You're going 2-1.
I'm going 2-1.
You're going 2-0.
2-0.
I'm gonna go 1-0 US, and there's gonna have to call a couple of ambulance because people are gonna go down. It's gonna be a nervy one, folks. All right, I think that's it for us. I know kickoff is coming up here shortly. Again, hit up the AO booth. They are raffling some stuff off. We are raffling over some at-a-time outfitter wristbands, like this one right here and like that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can come win those. Food, beer, bathrooms. You guys know what to do. Have a good one, guys.